Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So Bitcoin on the 4-hour, yet again we are testing down into this support zone. Yet again we are getting a very anemic bounce, but I would look on the bright side of the fact that we've not actually got any real acceleration to the downside with these tests, and we've tested it a lot of times now. You would think at some point we're just going to get a nice short squeeze to the upside, and all the shorters into this area are just going to get have to cover their positions. I'm not necessarily going to say they're going to get stopped out or liquidated, but just might have to cover their positions basically wherever they place their stops, of which basically just 48 and a half, between 48 and 48 and a half thousand would be a logical position. So well, it's only about a $2,000 move to the upside, and then we could probably get like another $2,000 or $3,000 to the upside in Bitcoin. So ultimately I would say if there's any shorters here wanting to short into this level, they might as well just wait until higher prices, or at least cover their positions, drive the price up, accelerate the price up, and then short higher. It just seems to be the logical play at the moment. It doesn't look like we are going to hit any cascading to the downside price action here. It doesn't look like it. I mean, not to say it won't happen, but it just doesn't particularly look like it. And also we have January flows, so there's always that kind of bid in the market for prices just to drift upwards, as people come in and reapply their longs. So yeah, potentially that is what is supporting the market here, those gradual flows into the market. But ultimately I think those flows are potentially bigger than what the people selling are, their size. So yeah, maybe we do get this squeeze up. Nonetheless, all I will say is that we do have a severe reduction in volatility here, and obviously low vol leads to high vol, so we have to expect a big move here at some point. And yeah, I mean, that is obviously direction neutral, could be to the upside or to the downside. I can divert your guys' attention to, like, say around here. Well, we had a similar amount of very low vol and then a big move. I mean, you can see how how low vol to high vol works. So yeah, we're expecting a big move. If it is to the downside, I think it quite clearly is gonna take us. Well, to be honest, if it's to the downside, I think it will take us below this level, even if it's just a wick basis and we find support back around 40, 41, 42. I do think if it's to the downside, we can easily get through this level, liquidate every long, everybody, liquidate all the longs. Or if it's to the upside, I mean, at this point, it's looking like we could literally come straight through 50, 52, 53,000. In a severe liquidation, and then maybe we get wicks even up to 55 before potentially coming to try and test back in towards between 50 and 52,000. We shall have to see, but I do expect there are going to be fireworks soon to the downside or to the upside. I know that we are on Wednesday this week, aren't we? So we only have today and 2 more days of this week. So let's see what happens, but I do think we are going to see some exciting moves. If the Ethereum Satoshi pairing is anything to go by, it is indicating the move potentially will be to the upside. You can see it has a nice move up, has hit into our resistance area and is easing off there, which is all fine and dandy. We can probably draw another horizontal in here, just an important level that it would be nice for us to basically hold. If we are to pull back, hold this level and then break through our horizontal resistance here, because then well, the sky's potentially the limit. Then we can just continue onwards and upwards. Probably got a level here, and then obviously that level there, then the high. But I do think this could get going if we are going to go into a bull market. If Bitcoin does have a major acceleration, clearly this is going to get hammered. It is not. You can't expect it to keep up with Bitcoin, but then once it consolidates, could get a nice move up. The USD pairing, as we can see, still not got above this resistance. Maybe Bitcoin moving up, maybe getting back above 4,000, then we can see an acceleration upwards in the dollar pairing back towards 4,500. But I mean, they're all if buts and maybes. We kind of need to wait to see what happens here. Could potentially draw a nice descending wedge here. Can draw this in here. Where will we draw it? Down to about here, and then the underside potentially to about here. So so far as these patterns are concerned, we are quite mature in this pattern. Ish, maybe mature-ish. Where should we get it? Where should we draw it? How's that look? How does that look? Yeah, so this obviously could break up at any point. Could break down at the moment. Boy, I just my multitasking skill is not good here. My talking and drawing are not so good, but yeah, so if this is to break, we are obviously relatively near the top side of it, and then we've got this horizontal resistance here. So yeah, so literally a break of this could take us straight pretty much above our this next resistance level, to be honest. So let's see what happens. Let's be ever the optimist, especially for Ethereum. Bitcoin dominance also as well, easing off, moving down. This is what we want. We do need BTC up. We do need it to consolidate maybe below the 58,000 level, then ultimately break up, go to new all-time highs, consolidate. Altcoins go on a massive run. Altcoin BTC dominance come back down into here, and that is what we're hoping for this year. That's what we want 2022 to bring for us. Let's look at some of these other markets. S&P still hanging up there. The action is in the Dow though, as you can see, because what's happening, we're having a bit of rotation out of like the big name tech stocks into well, a lot of commodities, and obviously the Dow is more heavily commodity weighted than the SP, than the than the S&P, and obviously Nasdaq even more tech stock, which you can see why this is easing off a bit. So we are getting a rotation. Obviously, we are getting pretty aggressive moves in here in this 10-year, which is not ideal. This is not ideal, but it is indicating inflation. Inflation is good commodities. So I mean, I will remind you the fact that the Finance 1.0 does view Bitcoin as a commodity. So if commodities are going to go on a run, and then but you'd expect BTC to follow. Obviously, commodities going to run with inflation. BTC does perform well in inflationary environments. Ignore what people are saying about the Fed increasing rates and whatever. They're never going to increase them to real positive. They're never going to be actually. They're only ever going to be going up nominally. They're not going to be going up. They're never going to go positive in real yields. Therefore, we're always going to be in an inflationary environment, and all commodities and Bitcoin in that environment should go up, unless the Fed is prepared to jack rates up to, like, say 15%. Which is like, it's just comical saying that, because it's just that is as near to impossibility in trading as you can probably get. So that ain't gonna happen. So realistically, we still go up, but yeah, tech stocks may struggle, who knows. But yes, income streams are of value at the moment. Maybe this can kick off a nice new DeFi season. There is obviously the curve wars going on, which is ultimately a chase for yield, which is yeah, I mean, indicates people are looking for yield, and DeFi is potentially going to take the front seat in crypto. So yeah, let's see what happens there. There was another thing I wanted to say that I can't really remember what I was going to. Another thing that I was going to talk about. Yeah, can't really remember. Oh yeah, there's a whole DeFi gaming thing. The crypto gaming thing, and people can't understand why basically the gaming community, the actual normal gaming community, doesn't want to get behind like NFTs and crypto and making money from the games. And it is very simple. The gaming community, they play games to escape reality. If basically we start having like people doing it to make money, and it becomes about making money, that basically means it's no longer an escape from reality, and they're basically like, it's like you're at work again, then, aren't you? It takes the fun out of it. They don't want want their fun taken out. They just want their games to play and not have to worry about values of NFTs. If they get killed, they're gonna lose their NFT value or whatever. They just want to play games. So I think that's a lot of what people are missing here with the reluctance of normal gamers to embrace NFTs. I mean, we are in crypto. We clearly have our game that we play, our gambling, whatever we do, whatever you call it. Some people, it's like a game, it's a gambling, it's like gambling. It is. Some people can be addicted to this form of gambling. There are probably worse forms of gambling to be addicted to. There are also probably worse things to be addicted to. But lots of people do this for gambling, and gambling, that is their game. That's what I'm saying. This is their game. Gamers are just playing the game for playing the game. They don't necessarily want this merged. Obviously, people that are involved in crypto are making money, and that is how they perceive what they're here for. Don't see don't understand the perspective of just doing it for fun. And yeah, I mean, that's it basically. That's where the reluctance of it comes from, because I do know a lot of crypto people are just perplexed, like, well, don't you want to make money out of playing your game? Because then what happens if you can make money out of playing your game, you get like the whole of the Philippines starts playing, ruins it, and then they're just doing it for money. They ruin the game, take the fun out of it, and yeah, so there you go. Just went off a bit of a tangent then, but yeah, there you go. Anyway, guys, remember, this is not financial advice or gaming advice or any sort of advice. This is just purely for entertainment purposes. This is just our form of entertainment, isn't it? We are basically gamers, but we just have a different sort of game, and this game has more financial consequences than people that just want to play games without financial consequences, and that is completely it is completely fine, and we should be able to see that perspective. And yeah, they don't necessarily want the financial elements brought into it, because then it, like I said, like then the whole of the Philippines will come and try and play and ruin the game and take the fun out of it. So there you go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. We're not financial advice. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.